Okay, so today I didn't film myself while I was doing that. It's a very tiny journal because actually I started thinking I'm going to do one page, and then I started gluing all over the place, on one page, on another page, and going back and forth, and it was such a mess. My camera didn't have enough battery, so I thought, okay, I'm going to do what I want to do, and then I will show. So this originally was an advertising for Victoria's Secret. I think it was about bras and underwears for women. And what did I do? I started putting some gesso, some white gesso on every page, including the cover. Then I realized that in spite of the gesso, each page was not enough thick, and it was kind of curvy, wavy, so it was not good. So I glued, I'm going to show you, for example here, I glued a paper on the both page at the same time. On each two pages I did that. So it makes the pages much thicker. So all kinds of paper, for example this one, I found that it was paper to glue. I found that in an art and crafts magazine, I think. I had that in my stock. Let me see if I have. Yes, this one is, I think it's a kind of origami paper, all kind of papers. This one, it was actually a block note, yes, like a pad to take notes. I had that, so I kept that. Oh my god, this is gluing on it. Okay. Usually I never work on so small. Look at the size. Look at my hand. Look at the size of the journal. I never work on so small, because I like the wide surfaces. It's very difficult for me to work on so tiny, but I wanted to try. It's summer, August, vacation. I try to take a little rest, so I thought, why not doing something that I wouldn't usually do? And it's exactly what I did. So it's fun, but I definitely know that it's not for me because I want to work too fast. I want to go from one page to the other really fast, and of course it's drying, it's still wet, it's a mess. So what did I do also? I glued some, the paper bags, the brown paper bags by Trader Joe's, for example. I glued that on the cover, so it made it more sturdy, and then I glued a fabric, which is actually a sample that Cabbages and Roses sent to me a very long time ago. I contacted them. It's an English brand. They are in England. You see, they are in London. I contacted them because I wanted to know if it was possible to get some samples, because their fabric is rather expensive and I wanted to be sure about what I was going to buy. So they sent me an envelope. I think they gave me basically almost all their fabrics. They sent me with a little note to tell me the price and the name of the fabric. It's so beautiful. They were so lovely and adorable. And in the end, first I moved not a long time after that. Then their fabric is already a little expensive, plus the shipping, it was too much for me. So I never followed with that, but I always kept their fabric because it's so beautiful that I admire them. I'm crazy about fabric. So I used one of the samples to glue on my cover, you see, just like that. It doesn't go until the top, but never mind. And I glued that here. And I glued their little tag to remember the name of the fabric and the price. Then, of course, the price probably has changed. Maybe even the model doesn't exist anymore. I don't know, but it's so beautiful. Okay, I will start with my first page. The journal is not finished. I had even to make it dry with a hair dryer because it was really too wet. So I glued that. I glued a few flowers, some Chinese paper, a little cat, a painting. So you know, it's a journal for nothing. I mean, it's a journal just to express myself and to have fun, because I'm trying to be on vacation, which is ridiculous because I'm still working. But let's say that I try to make the things by a more relaxed way. So I thought, okay, I'm going to do that by a relaxed way. I'm not going to think too much, and I'm going to do this journal to have fun. So I glued a cat. The page is absolutely not finished. I glued some wool, blue wool here. Why? I have absolutely no idea, but that's what I did. Oh, you see that I put some wax paper between each page. It's to avoid them to glue with each other. So here, that was a tag on an object that I bought to sell in my shop, and I love the tag. I kept it and I glued it here. And some other paper, I think it's some Rachel Ashwell shabby chic paper that I found at Target, or maybe Michael's, I don't remember. It's a kind of a thick tissue paper, but by drying it becomes transparent, so we almost see only the flowers. And underneath, I don't know if you managed to see, but there is a tea bag underneath. I'm still in my tea bags and making things with them and keeping them. You see, I have a huge stock, huge, not so huge, but a big stock of tea bags. I'm absolutely crazy about that. Page here unfinished, of course. Oh, here I did that the other night. I was watching something on my phone and drawing in the same time, and I used a pencil. There is some acrylic paint on her face and some markers, but I will come back. I think it's not finished. I drew the flower and the bird, which has a strange look, but anyway, this paper, it was a roll, you know, of paper to put in your drawers, and it was supposed to be slightly scented, but now it's not scented anymore. But I kept it and glued it here. And here, that is the messy page. That was some ink that I tried a while ago on a piece of paper, and I kept the piece with the ink because I like the color of the ink. So I glued this page here, and I don't know why the shape makes me think of P, you know, the Greek letter P, which is 3.14, you know, in math. But it makes also think of a pagoda, and I found this image of kind of a Chinese pagoda. So I glued it here, and here, the round thing here, it's that. So I precise that they have been used, there were chocolate in them, but I rinsed them to make them clean. But the paper is sturdy, so I glued it here, and you see it becomes slightly transparent by drying. But then, in spite of the wax paper, I don't know what happened, it glued, the ink went everywhere. Probably the wax paper moved and some ink was transferred here. So it was an accident, but actually I love it. I love the accident. And then I glued a little cat. We're supposed to play with a ball. I will add the ball. And here, so far I did that. Of course, this page is not finished, I precise. You are not going to believe me. This was in a plastic basket where there were, how we call that? Cranberries? No, not cranberries. Berries. Strawberry. No, not strawberries. Not blueberries. Berries. You know the red one, the small one. Okay, I will write the word. I'm tired. So it's a kind of plastic, a little foamy, but the material was weird, and I kept it and I glued it just to see how it works. I don't know how this material is going to behave. I want to see before continuing with it. And then, okay, here I didn't do anything except the paper. Same thing for here, same thing for here, and same thing for the end. That is the fabric of the cover. I'm here in my tiny journal. Well, it's not a piece of art, and I really like the cover with the Cabbages and Roses fabric. I think it's really very cute. So I will continue on that, and I will keep you posted when I'm done. That is not quite straight. I will have to correct that by a way or another. Maybe I will add a ribbon here, or I don't know yet. I don't know. But sometimes you start with things you think it's nothing and you feel very relaxed on it. You don't think too much, and in the end it's beautiful. So here is my hobby of the day when I have nothing to do. Well, I never have nothing to do, but sometimes, you know, when I'm digesting my meal and I don't want to start again working right away and take like 10 minutes of rest, I'm on that. To do that, I mean, just the decor, the thing that I glued, it took me maybe, I don't know, 20 minutes. Oh, there is also a piece of cardboard at the front on the cover. I glued that to make it a little more sturdy. But you know, it's not a lot of work. It's something that you can do every day, like 10 minutes. My only problem is that when I start here, I want to go there and I want to go there, and then everything glues together and it's a big catastrophe. I'm a little impatient when I work on a journal, so that's why I like to have big pages, because it allows me to create on the same page in several places at the same time. But on something small like that, you can't. You have to wait for each page to dry before going to another one, and that's not me. I like to work big. I always liked working big. Anyway, if you live in England, I precise it's not a sponsored video. I am talking about that because I love that. It's my way of thanking these people. Go to have a look to Cabbages and Roses. I know the store still exists. I know because I received their advertising by email. They have also very good books, sewing books, you know. The woman who owned that writes books, and I love her books. Also gardening books. But go to see this store, and even if you don't buy a big piece of fabric, you can maybe buy, I don't know, half a yard or something like that, and it's beautiful for the craft. Really, look at that. I'm doing some advertising for them because I really love their fabric. Look at that. Isn't it beautiful? Oh, look at that. And good quality of fabric, and I know that they are printed in England. They were lovely. I felt so bad not to buy something from them. I felt really bad. Oh, you see, it's written printed in England. Okay, so I'm going to stop to make some advertising for someone else. I really precise that I'm not paid for that. I really talk about what I love the most. Okay. I'm sorry for this very messy and fast video. My camera had a problem. I had to charge the battery and I wanted to work right away. I was impatient, and now I can only show you what I did and not what I was doing while doing it. Anyway, you perfectly know how I glue stuff. You saw me doing it in several videos. Just to let you know, I still used my Mod Podge matte glue. And for the wool, the string here, I used the tacky glue by Alins. And that's basically it. I used a brush, but I also used my fingers. I still have some glue on my fingers. And that's it for today. Okay, if you like this video, please give a thumb up and subscribe if you want to, and see you very soon. Bye 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 bye.